Hello and welcome to the class. Today we're going to work on shoulders. There's a lot of expressions about shoulder responsibility and the world on our shoulders and the way we feel about our posture. So we're trying to get today some shoulder movement and flexibility, but not having any. The shoulders aren't really made to have weight on them, and then also the neck becomes free and everything. So we'll start off lying down. Before you do that, you'll need a couple of blocks, a belt and a chair. So you might want to get that before you lie down. So when you're ready, then lying on your mat, normal position with your feet on the mat, lying down. Some people need head support if you know your chin lifts, because that can sort of crick the neck at the back and everything. So we're going to lie down carefully and have your arms out to the sides a little bit and feel that your shoulders are open, a little wiggle side to side, and then feel the shoulder blades are flat on the mat by just letting them go. And they're down away from your ears. And then closing your eyes and taking your senses inwards. Being aware of your breath. Breathing through the nose. The awareness of how the air feels cool and dry as you breathe in, and after going around the lungs and everything, becomes warm and moist as you breathe out. So just being conscious of that. For about 4 breaths, just watching the breath. To do a full yogic breath, but always, if it doesn't agree with you, just come back to normal breathing. So as you inhale, feel the air starting to open the tummy a little bit, expand, and then through to the rib cage, towards the shoulders, even collarbones, and then just exhaling down from the top again, all the way through to the rib cage. Waist is down, the tummy relaxes as all the air has been emptied out, emptying any stale air. And then your body will tell you it wants to inhale again, so starting from expanding the tummy, ribs, the side ribs, up towards the shoulders but not lifting them or anything, up towards the collarbone maybe, and then exhaling, letting go from the top to the bottom, slowly letting the breath go all the way down to the tummy. Even pressing the tummy a little bit, making sure all the stale air is gone, and then again. So in your own time now, another 2 breaths, trying to get a good expansion. Don't forget the side of the ribs, the chest. And if you listen to your body, it will tell you when to inhale and exhale. Be aware of that pause of 1 heartbeat between the inhale and exhale, and the exhale and in. And then when you're back to normal breath, just pay attention of how you feel, keeping the senses inwards. to walk the feet in, bring the arms in a little bit, bend the knees into your chest, roll onto the right side and come up. And so if you, so either doing sun salute, if you don't do sun salute, you can start off with a dog pose, and then go into child for the one round of our sun salute, and change it that way. Okay, if you're ready for sun salute, up we come. And standing in a good Tadasana, and what's your posture like? You're not lifting your shoulders, you're feeling open, relaxed, confident, ready to start. Hands in, Namaste. Breathe in, stretch up and back. Breathing out, fingers in line with toes, head down. Breathe in, bring the right foot back, knee down, look up. Retain into plank. Breathing out, knees, chest, forehead down, smoothly into cobra, down into dog. Breathe in, step forward right. Breathe out, left. Breathe in, stretch up and back. Hands into Namaste. Breathe in, stretch up and back. Breathing out, fingers in line with toes, head down. Breathe in, bring the left foot back. Knee down, look up. Retain into plank. Breathing out, knees, chest, forehead down. Breathe in into cobra, out into dog. Breathe in, step forward right. Breathe out, left. Breathe in, stretch up and back. Hands into Namaste. Breathe in, stretch up and back, a little bit higher and back. Breathing out, fingers in line with toes, head down. Breathe in, left foot back, knee down, look up. Retain into plank. Breathing out, knees, chest, forehead down. Breathe in into cobra, out into dog. Breathe in, step forward left. Breathe out right. Breathe in, stretch up and back. Hands into Namaste. Smile. Sun is just coming out now. And your posture. Standing in a good Tadasana. Ears in line with shoulders, in line with hips, knees and ankles. So the difference between slumping and just walking around like this, and the difference between openness, the shoulders down, confidence, makes all the difference, not only how you look but how you feel as well. So we're going to do a white dog first of all, and then we're going to need a couple of blocks. Okay, so nice white dog. So hands sort of under the shoulders, then move them out to the edge of the mat. Little finger to the edge or slightly over to the edge. Move the knees back. Then start to bring them wide, tuck the toes under. Don't forget to spread the fingers. Breathe in. Breathing out, suck the tummy in. Lift, lift, lift. And now bring the feet to the width of the mat. Make sure you can't see your heels, otherwise the legs will be turned the wrong way. And move the shoulders away from your ears. Lift. Breathe. And your inner elbows turn up towards the ceiling so that the shoulders become wide then. Then on the next out breath, bring the heels down. Don't worry if you can't reach the mat. This gives you a really lovely open feeling. The neck comfortable, breathing. It's a good stretch for the arms, the underarms and the shoulders. Lovely, lovely, open posture. It's a lovely stretch. Breathe. Go down into child. Knees apart, toes together. Keep the hands where they are so you can get a stretch forward, but keep the shoulders back away from the ears. If you can't bring the head down, just bring a block there. Breathe. Walk the hands back, back, back. And now we'll need 2 blocks because we're going to bring the hands up on blocks to see if we can take some weight off the shoulders. So, I'll show you this way. So walk on the knees. This is good for your knees, you know. Okay. So let's have the fingers a little bit off. Palms down. Middle finger the middle. Hands shoulder, arm shoulder width. Bring the knees back. Underneath the hips a little bit. So make sure these are very secure once you breathe in. Breathing out, suck the tummy in, lift, 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 and the next out breath back. Now you might feel, because the blocks are elevating your hands a little bit, then you might feel a little bit lighter on the shoulders, I hope. And so the shoulders are moving away from your ears. Bottom's moving back, the ribs are moving back. Tummy in and up. And you take a bit of weight off your shoulders. Breathe. Come down into child. Just fold your arms. Take a couple of breaths. Forehead on your arms. And then we're going to do that once more. Have the palms on the blocks but the fingers off the block, and then we might try and activate the fingers a little bit, see how that feels. Bring the knees back and go into your dog pose, lifting up, up, up and back. And can you stretch the fingers now? And these can you widen the shoulders, so the inner elbow here, the crook of the elbow, we're trying to move out. Okay. And again, you can see a lovely stretch on the side of the body, the sides of the body, and breathe. And then come down. So, and just fold the arms the other way and place your head on the arms. And then we're going to come up to standing after a couple of blocks. Sorry, a couple of breaths, not a couple of blocks. And come up. Okay, so we're going to stand in a good Tadasana. Feet together. Just have the feet a little bit apart for better balance. Again, good posture, getting everything in line. Okay, now I'm going to show you this the other way round. So you're going to breathe in, bring the shoulders up to your ears. Breathing out, bring them down, so the shoulder blades coming together and down, and the shoulders widening. So breathing in, you're going to lift the shoulders up by your ears and see how that feels. Feel the neck muscles and everything, what happens. Even if they're up a little bit, ignore me now, but the tension goes all the way up to the neck. But if you release them, then the neck's nice and smooth and released. So breathe in, lift the shoulders up towards your ears. Breathing out, bring them down. Shoulder blades coming towards each other, widening the shoulders and down. So you get this lovely expansion across the chest. I find it really makes my tummy start to work in and up. And then just release into your Tadasana, mountain pose. So very firm from the hips down and the legs working, but from the waist up, soaring into the sky, crown of the head without lifting the chin or anything. And breathing. Then we're going to get a block. Have the hands on the side of your block. Shoulders down, breathe in and lift. So there's not gripping or anything, the hands stretched on the sides of the block, And then the tummy's got to work in and up, the tail down, the legs strong, lift the kneecaps, bring the thighs back, and how far can you get that block back? Make sure the neck is free. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in, just come to the, so you're holding the corners very lightly of the block. See if you were trying to reach the ceiling without making the shoulders too much up to your ears. There should be some quite lightness here, and the block just helps you. Helps you lift up. Bring it down carefully. See how the shoulders feel. And release. Now you will need a belt. To have the belt behind, so double it. Okay. Bring it about shoulder width behind you. And hold between the thumb and the first finger, and you can stretch the fingers down there. So you're going to breathe in, breathing out, stretch it down, and then bring it back without spoiling your posture. So bringing it down, so the tummy's got to work, and all this round, compactness around the hips and the tummy. So breathing in, breathing up. So you're pressing it down and back, everything's stable from the waist and hip down. Careful you don't stick the chin out, that can happen, and bring the belt back, down and back. Let's see if you can free the shoulders a minute, release. Breathe in, breathing out, extend down and back. Now pretend someone is lightly pulling the belt back a little bit. If you can, go a little bit further. Be very stable. You're spreading the toes. What's your chin doing? You're looking straight ahead at imagine a beautiful horizon, and breathing. And release. Okay, ready. Have a little shoulder wiggle. Have a hip wiggle. So, let's try and do a little bit more with the loosening up with the belt. So, full length of the belt now. Bring it between the thumb and the first finger, stretching up. So, wider than the shoulders. And how does that feel on the rib cage, the tummy? Tummy's got to work. The ribs are separating, stretching. How far can you go? You can go as wide as you like, but you're going to bring it back behind you, so you'll have to be careful of the head. So nice and wide, so you slide it a little bit. Careful that the chin doesn't come forward, and then back and release. So without straining, you can make the belt wider, so you can bend the elbows a little bit even. If it's too long, obviously your head would be in the way, and then down. So just gently with the breath, no sort of trying to overdo it. Breathe in and lift, and breathe out. Back now. If you want to work it, start to work a little bit harder. The belt really pulling straight and down. Breathe in, bring it back now. Try not to push the hips out. Breathing out and down. And again. Breathe in and lift. You might want to start a bit shorter. Breathe out and down. Breathe in and lift. Breathe out and down. Just once more. Yes. And breathe in and lift. Breathe out and down. And release. Now we're going to do wide leg forward bend. Come to the end of the mat so the heels are nicely in line. Might use the belt. Okay, so we're going to do it with bringing the shoulders back. So interlock your fingers behind. You can make a space between the palm here. That was a bit easier. And then pressing down. So the arms now are in line. My arms are in line with my back, aren't they? So breathing in, breathing out. Tummy is in. I'm still keeping my arms in line so the shoulders are back. Then I can start to lift them. Release the head. Make sure I haven't pulled the bottom back too much, but be stable. Shoulders away from the ears. Now, softly, softly. You feel this on the back of the legs, obviously. Breathe in. Bring the shoulders away from your ears. Breathing out, you can go a little bit further. Breathe in. Shoulders away. Then you can go a little bit further. You can make the palms come together, or bring the index fingers together and try that, or just palms a little bit apart. See how you go. Breathe in, lift the shoulders. Breathe out and down. And once more, breathe in, little lift. You start to feel this on the backs of the legs and over. Oh, now to come up, keep the arms straight and pull them back behind you and breathe in. In, arms back, 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 back straight. And breathe out. And put the feet together. Come back to Tadasana. How do the shoulders feel? Not too bad. So we're going to work up to Gomukhasa, the face of the cow. So let's just do a little stretch up. If you can't get your arm back enough, then you won't reach so far behind you. So let's do a little stretch with the arm. So bring the palm towards me here, palm up, and then if you can brush your ear and go back, even better. Then it's going to go back. So if you need a belt, some people can't join hands, and if you know you need a belt, you need to put the belt over this shoulder. Okay, so we're starting off with this arm. So release the shoulder. Start to bring it round. Now, if you start to rotate inwards now, I find this helps. So bring the shoulder down, turn the arm forward so that now the palm is up, and then it can come around here, and you can move this towards the spine and down, and then this hand starts to go up. So this other one where we've practiced with this arm stretch, upper arm stretch, then you may reach. If not, you've got a belt over here, and then you hold the belt with this hand and the other hand and try and shorten the belt. Okay. So this is the shoulder. The one that's back there doesn't like it very much. But with practice and a little bit of warming up of it and stretching, it's really not so bad. So it really is worth practicing generally. So just breathing in, breathing out, softening. Try and soften that tip of that shoulder. And this one obviously goes back enough so that you can reach. And then, after a while you may start to bend the fingers in or reach for a wrist or whatever, and then see what's happening to the head. Okay. And breathe. It's worth holding it for a few breaths just to see what happens. No straining, no doing anything that your shoulder really objects to hard. It's that sweet pain. I shouldn't say the word pain. Stretch anyway. And then release. Just soften, no shaking about. And then you have to put the belt in the other one. So, put the hand on the hip, so doing the other arm, so shoulder down, release the shoulder. Start to bring the hand down with the release shoulder, then turn it. So this arm really rotates inwards so you can get that down and back. And as we know, one side's a lot easier than the other. You'll probably notice this on me. Bring the elbow down more and in. Start to bring the hand up. And then let this other shoulder go. Sweep past your ear. Oh, lovely, easy peasy. And I do find well, maybe, we hope you do. I do find that doing the stretches beforehand helps a lot. So I'm trying to soften that. Just sending to the breath to that left shoulder. feeling that after a breath or two I've got here, maybe I can do a little bit more. And bend the fingers. One day reach for a wrist. I haven't really got there yet, but I've only been doing it about 40 years, so you know, you can't rush these things. Okay, so it's really not so bad as you practice it, and then release. Just letting, just letting go, no shaking or any too much violent movement. So I always like to do the eagle after this because it's opposite movement. So, and then arms out and think about the eagle and the wings. And the wings, they're all floaty. It doesn't fly around like this, does it? They're all stretched out and floaty. It's lovely. So just move a little bit. Breathe in, breathing out, right over left, as high as you can above the elbow. Then you can get hold of the shoulder blades with the fingers, move them down and separate them. The elbows are up, they're not the arms are not resting on your chest, chin is down. You've still got your Tadasana posture. There's a lot of things to think about here. Then bring the backs of the hands together, keep the arms forward. If you can go around again, bring the palms together. It's even better. The thumbs are in line with your nose, and lifting a little bit, and feel that lovely stretch on the backs of the shoulders. Perhaps breathe in, breathe out a little bit over to the left and smile. Back to centre, breathing in, breathing out a little bit over the right, another smile and back, and carefully release, open, spread the wings, breathe in, breathing out, left over right, high as you can. Hold of the shoulders, move them apart and down, elbows up, not resting on the chest, chin down, good posture. Bring the backs of the hands together, straight as you can. If you can go around again and get the palms, elbows forward and up. Centre with your nose. Breathe in, breathing out to the left a little bit. And centre, to the right a little bit. And centre, and release. Just have a little wiggle out. And release. Let's have a little gentle forward bend, and feet underneath your heels in line with your hips, and let's breathe in, breathing out, coming forward, 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 release down, and letting go. So you're letting go, but don't let the shoulders go towards the ears, just a little bit of lightness to bring the shoulders back, but otherwise you're still released down. The legs are working straight up. The rest of the body is released down, particularly the back of the neck. If it's released and you're not trying to lift it, you can feel the difference. Try and lift it and put your hand there. It's all a bit quick, I think, but if you let it go, it's all lovely and soft. And there's traction with bringing your heavy head down, traction on the back. The legs are working. Good for the neck. Then place your hands on your hips, breathe in, extend forward and come up. And release, have a little wiggle. And then we're going to sit on the mat in Dandasana. Stretch the legs forward, bring the hands back. And then again you get this nice open chest, the shoulders are down. Now, depending on the length of your spine, if you can get the whole of your hand down and bring the shoulders down, see what's comfortable for you. But feel that there's a good stretch on the upper body here, as well as the straight legs. And go down and have a toe wiggle. We mustn't forget the rest of the body. The shoulders down, and breathe. get your belt. Bring the belt round the balls of the feet there, the toes are free. Now bring the arms out a little so the chest is open, the shoulders are down. Now just pull on the belt a little so that you can really lift the body up and the shoulders down. Now imagine your shoulders were against a flat surface that's moving forward just a tiny, tiny bit. So your shoulders are flat behind you, the head is in line, you haven't lifted or dropped the chin or moved the head forward, but bring it back a little. So as you gently pull forward, and the legs are obviously nice and straight, you're moving the shoulder blades forward as well. So you, and then really pull the belt towards you, the shoulder blades forward. So then you can start to go forward a little bit into Paschimottanasana now, but keeping everything straight, the legs and the body. So just start to have the shorten the belt and smile and come forward, 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 and come up. Now we'll do a little half shoulder stand on the chair, but quite briefly. So lie down. Have your bottom as near the chair as you can. Place the calves on the chair. Hold the chair. Now, do not turn your head sideways in this posture. It's quite bad for the neck. So you can have a look what I'm doing first and then do it briefly. Place your feet on towards the edge of the table. You're going to hold this chair so it's not going to move. Come up into a little shoulder stand without turning the head. And then just walk the shoulders a little bit forward. Your neck must feel comfortable. If it doesn't, you need to come down and just have your legs up only. And come down if your neck's uncomfortable. Or you can just come back a little bit so that the bottom's down a little bit. So, just holding it there. Just take a few breaths there. Still, but just feeling the shoulders supporting you. You don't need anything under the head, you don't need to push anything under the head because the chin goes down very much towards the chest. And then you come back down, then release, then let. Now you can do Shavasana here, it's really rather nice. If you're relaxed and depending on what chair you've got or anything. If you want to do it in the normal way, then take the chair away. But if not, it is nice and it's lovely for the back. You can really relax. Just bring the shoulders down. Just roll the arms away from you. Soften the calves if you've got them on the chair. Release the weight of the legs. Close your eyes. Gently take glasses off if you've got them on. I know I've still got mine on. Just release. Softening your feet, ankles, calves, knees, thighs. Soften your hips, pelvis, tummy, ribs, chest, shoulders. Shoulders are down away from your ears. Soften your shoulders, upper arms, elbows, lower arms, hands, fingers right through to the fingertips. Release your jaw and all your facial muscles. Your eyes dropping back softly, looking into your heart center. notice how your breath is very, very soft, taking your senses inwards completely and being aware of the peace and silence in your heart. To be aware of your body again, moving the hands and your feet just a little bit. Start to bend your knees into your chest, move away from the chair a little bit more, roll to the right side. Complete with your knees up, take a couple of breaths. Then push onto your hands and knees to come up. Sitting with your legs crossed, sitting on a block. And just want to read you a little bit from the Yoga Sutras, or this version of it, the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali, wonderful book. And there's some funny little stories here. The outside world is based on your thoughts and mental attitude. The entire world is your own perception. Your values may change within a fraction of a second. Today you may not even want to see the one who was your sweet honey yesterday. If we remember that, we won't put so much stress on outward things. That is why yoga does not bother much about changing the outside world. There's a Sanskrit saying, the translation is, as the mind, so the man. Bondage or liberation are in your own mind. If you feel bound, you are bound. If you feel liberated, you are liberated. Things outside neither bind or nor liberate you. Only your attitude towards them does that. That is why whenever I speak to prison inmates, I say, you all feel you are imprisoned and anxiously wait to get outside these walls. But look at the guards. Are they not like you? They are also within the same walls. Even though they are let out at night, every morning you see them back here. They love to come. You would love to come out. The enclosure is the same. To them, it's not a prison. To you, it is. Why? Is there any change in the walls? No. You feel it's a prison. They feel that it is a place to work and earn. It's a mental attitude. If instead of imprisonment, you think of this as a place for your reformation, where an opportunity has been given you to change your attitude in life, to reform and purify yourself, you will love to be here until you feel purified. Even if they say your time is over, you can go, you may say, I'm still not purified. Sir, I want to be here for more time. In fact, many such prisoners continue to lead a yogic life even after they left prison, and they were even thankful for their prison life. That means they took it the right way. So, if you can have control over the thought forms and change them as you want, You are not bound by the outside world. There's nothing wrong with the world. You can make it heaven or hell according to your approach. That is why the entire yoga is based on, translate it, the restraint of the modification of the mind stuff is yoga. If you control your mind, you have controlled everything. Then there is nothing in this world to bind you. So, enjoy your reformation and liberation in your mind. Have a good week. Make sure you do things that you really enjoy. Namaste.